Welcome to Prana Talk TV. I'm Shana Dean, and today we're with
Elitom and el-amin.
welcome everybody. It's been a while since Elitom and I have come together for a talk, and we are so excited to meet up today to share some collective wisdom with you, things that we have both been really meditating and mulling over and sharing in our own practice. And collectively, we've been sharing this without even knowing it. Of course, we're all on the same vibe, the same wave, and I just love it. So we're hoping that what we have to share today really touches you in a powerful and pivotal way. So first of all, before we get started, Elitom, where are you? You look like you're in a monastery. I know it's at night.
Yeah, it's nighttime over here in Uganda, Africa, in the city called Akrait. Beautiful place, all of this greenery. And of course, me being near the equator is tropical. So I ain't taking part in the wintertime that's in the northern hemisphere right now. So this is a blessing, and I'm taking full advantage of it. But yeah, this is where I'm located by the beginning of the Nile River, for those of you who know that. So of course, the energy is great, taking full advantage of it. But energy is everywhere on this planet. Wherever you at, take advantage of where you at, and your body will blend into that location because we're part of everything. Oh, this is good.
So beautiful. And we are 10 hours apart too, which is why it's nighttime there. And I'm in
Yeah.
Arizona right now, as everybody knows. So a couple things we wanted to chat about. One, we want to talk about food and how it relates to the pranic path and the importance of food while you are transitioning to be more and more of a light body. Now, of course, everybody wants to let go of the food and eat lighter, and we encourage, just lightening up the diet, eating cleaner foods to cleanse the body, practicing fasting and get your body trained for that kind of thing. But the question is, how much is too fast? How much is letting too much, right? So, and how does food play a role in all of this? So I have
Absolutely. So we won't confuse the message. And even from the beginning, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I was one of the first ones that actually had retreats where a person could eat also. I got to say it, because we're bringing it down to earth. We do encourage people to eat lighter, and you're not going to just transition right away. Your body's been in a cycle of habits since you were born, decades, depending on how old you are. And that habit is very, very strong. So it's going to take time, effort, and knowledge and techniques to know how to go about this so you won't hurt yourself. Now, of course, it's easy to get trapped in, and I've been talking about this spiritual psychosis, I call it. That's where you could get kind of delusional. Now, when I bring this up, everybody experiences it every once in a while, because we get into spirituality. You could do anything. Your chest is poked out. If they can do it, I can do it. Right. God loves me. My belief system is strong. But however, you got to slow up and have patience and come back into your mortality as you're working on yourself. Now, how Shana said that, where does food play a role? And I've been saying this, that we're going to show you how to eat yourself into food freedom. That was one of our biggest things. Eat yourself. First, learn how to eat before you let go of food, because the mass of your body is given to you by food. Light bulb goes on. Ding. So if you haven't learned how to cultivate to get energy from other sources and get a body time to get in that new process, how is your mass going to get built? And again, I see a lot of people come on this fast with that old model. It ain't like it used to be, putting tape on your mouth when I'm going to fast my way in. That is very dangerous. Starvation does exist. Oh man, did we say this? Just like anything, any skill you learn on this planet, a person who's good at that skill started out, you didn't look at all the time and effort that they put into it to get there. We just look at the people who come across the finish line. Oh, go ahead, Shana. I get the.
No, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. So I guess what we're trying to say is how important it is to nourish yourself while you're on this journey. Because I know you think, oh, the ultimate goal is to be food free or to just eat really light. but actually your ultimate goal should be bringing more prana into the body, bring
Right.
energy into the body. So of course, we've always said that meditation, energy cultivation, like Reiki, Qigong is the answer, but I want to go a little bit deeper into this because when I've been doing my own channeling sessions, which I do every day for myself, and then I get collective messages for the world, messages that are coming in lately, and they're coming in quite strong because a lot of people are really into fasting and all of that. I think that's fantastic because it's a really nice way of, healing the body. These short fasts is nice. But in terms of becoming more pranic, if you don't have a strong, fortified body, you cannot hold the prana. And I really want to
Right.
emphasize this. So if you don't have muscles, your muscles, what? The muscles create and hold energy. What is energy? That's the prana. So
Right.
working on your muscle strength, fortifying yourself with nourishing foods. And so all of this in conjunction with your pranic practices.
Absolutely.
And then what you find is over time, you slowly won't need all the food and the nourishment, but you have to start off with a really solid foundation.
Absolutely. To build, and I like how you said that, a strong vessel, that just makes sense. When we deal with our external technology, which is great. I mean, we came a long way. We got things here now. If you was to get a person from 200 years ago, they would think we're on another planet. Serious. I mean, we can't take it for granted. And the stuff that people are doing with their physical bodies is amazing. Do you know the longest a person held their breath on record?
What is it?
24 minutes. 24 minutes. Somebody did that. And even when we talk about, okay, let's say being overweight, somebody actually weighed a ton before on this planet. The human being is amazing on what it can do on any level. But do that mean anybody can do it too? See, we got to keep that in mind. Like Shana said, your goal isn't to become a breatharian. Your goal is to be healthy. This is a health message. And the health just don't
you can have a
go.
lot of energy too. Energy is really the end goal
Right.
here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The health just don't come. If I do this for 3 weeks, I'm going to be healthy. Healthy is a lifestyle that never ends.
Right.
Did this make sense?
Right.
So when I was doing some hard qigong today, with myself and also somebody else, but this been going on for 20 years. Did I ever quit? No. Am I planning on quitting? No. This is my lifestyle. I love doing it. This is why I do it. Am I doing it to be something or become something? No. But it gives me a lot of energy, and my health, I'm so proud of it.
Mm. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
How do we get there? So both Elitom and I have something in common. We didn't just go from eating like pizza and cheeseburgers to all of a sudden being pranic.
Right.
We made this evolution in, being vegetarian, being vegan, being raw, doing cleansing, right? We all had that in common. And so why? Why would that be stages? Because it helps to clean the body on cellular levels. The cleaner you are, the more you can feel the prana coming in, the more you can actually fill your body with light. So
Absolutely.
once you're clean and clear, you can go back and eat anything and not really be affected. But why would you want to? Because you start noticing that your energy is higher with the lighter, more pranic foods that you're eating. So, and this is another reason why fasting is nice, because it also helps to clear and cleanse the body, and it trains the body not that it doesn't need as much. So,
Right.
but at the same time, fortify yourself. So flood yourself with nutrients. One thing I am a firm believer in is eating nutrient dense, calorie poor foods. When you get to the point where you have enough prana and energy in the body, you don't need all the calories. In fact, you don't even need all the calories you're eating now anyway, probably.
Right.
I'm sure a lot of people could scale back and not even miss it.
Exactly.
But just flooding the body with nutrients, vitamins, minerals, juicing, things like that to really prepare the body, strengthen the body, exercise, getting in that fresh, not letting go of the food too soon.
Not too soon. Right. Because when you work on bigger things, it takes more safety first. This is a big thing. This is not light. Ask yourself the question, what makes you think you're going to be on a high spiritual level to do that? You know, this should bring down your ego a little bit, right? To really think about it. Yeah. I had to ask myself that question all the time. What makes you think? And then don't get angry or envious because somebody else could do it and you just can't see it. It's just that that person just might have that talent on that level, but you got talents on other levels. We don't expect everybody to be able to slam a basketball in a basketball hoop.
Yeah, we got
But
to
am I
practice.
jealous of the guy who can? No.
Right, because where does the jealousy come from? It's ego, right? So on this path,
Yeah.
it's actually a spiritual path. And as you start shedding things like food or what have you, the ego also gets shed. It's just a side effect. It's just what's happening. And if it doesn't
Oh,
realize, oh, that's an area of my life that I need to take a look at. And if I let go of that, maybe my life lightens up. See, it all works in tandem.
now I'm glad we brought this up because I geared it here for a reason when I brought up that ego, which is a emotion. So that means that when you said the word when egos start getting shed, well, let's bring it even more down to earth. What we're saying is our negative emotions, we start having more control of them. They're given to us. But see, this is what everything you do and every decision a person makes, it's emotional. Your emotions is taking part in it. Don't think it ain't. Nobody gets away from the wise of us. It don't matter who it is. So this is why when you're cultivating and you're meditating, and what makes it so hard about the emotional body is it's not located in the frontal cortex of your brain when you're conscious. They're separated. Due to our evolution, as we went through different stages, due to the circumstance, our conscious part of our mind, so you might not notice that your emotions is in it. You don't see it, but your emotions is in it and everything we do. And this is what we got to understand. So that's why when you're learning about the breathing knowledge, you should also study because this is biology. You're not going to fool science. This is biology. And I see it in people all the time. They go to emotional decision, they go to emotional thought, but not only in other people, in myself. Okay, they could add emotional thought. And when you keep making emotional decisions, they could be really irrational. And you're making irrational decisions.
Right. And
And
also,
you want to get back. Oh, sorry.
no, please continue.
And you want to make rational decisions with a good thought. So when we started out this, got to remind people that we shouldn't even have to say you should be eating and nourish the body on a breatharian journey, but we got to say it because some people will think irrational because they're thinking emotional. I just want to be a breatharian. This is the day to do it. And I got to be harder on myself. And that's emotions. That's irrational thinking. Now, the thing about our evolution is everybody has irrational thinking. Did I say that? It's part of the body. It's an Olympic system. So that's why you got to train yourself and develop. It does not happen naturally. You have to cultivate that skill to learn how to look at your emotions, feel it, but learn how to, when it's necessary, to override it with some good, clear thinking.
Yes. So one thing I'd like people to really start thinking about, if you haven't already, is you are actually not your emotions. And I know a lot of people really identify with the emotions, like, oh, you're not going to validate my emotions. And then you get upset if somebody doesn't validate your emotions. And you don't even have to validate your emotions because your emotions are a reaction typically. And yes, we need to have what I like to call emotional intelligence. Realize, okay, this emotion's coming at, let's look at it, let's think about it. Let's kind of take a look at it a little bit. And I do believe in logic very much. I'm very bilateral. And I think having clear thinking is really a good idea. But what I think is better than that is actually channeling higher wisdom. And that's, I think, where we want to be. Because
well, absolutely.
that's getting like a drop in of knowledge where you just know. So for example, if you're on this journey and you're fasting and you're doing all the other things, you're not, oh, I really want to do this because that's your emotion, ego, that's your desire versus let me tune in and see if this is the right thing for me right now. I'm not ready yet. You know, that's a higher intelligence, right?
Right.
It's just tuning into that.
And I'm glad you said that. In other words, you gave it a pause and let the energy flow, to make it down to earth. Instead of, you said the key words, emotions, instead of reacting, you want to give it that space in between.
Mm-hmm.
So higher intelligence can come, which we call your higher self, which is you, because the answer is there with some good, clear thinking and accepting that thought. That's another thing. Have you ever seen somebody, they ask people for the answer of something, but they already got in their mind what they're going to do no matter what you say.
That's right. That's right. And yeah, because you can channel that higher intelligence and say, oh no, I'm not ready. And your emotions will override that and say, but I really want it. So then now you're confused. You're like, well, which one is it? And then you end up having like an argument with yourself or your emotions might win.
Yeah.
So you don't want your emotions to win. You want to be so trained that you actually
right
as best as possible. And what helps you with that, meditation really helps you with that. So.
And from my understanding, like this is the main bulk of the journey, because it is mental. And you're not even your mental mind, but it is a vehicle. But as long as those emotions is there, you don't always see them because it's in another part of the brain. It's not in the conscious part. But when you start cultivating and meditating, and the first step of awareness is to know that you are irrational at our foundation. That's wild, ain't it?
Oh, yeah, it's true. And what you realize the further you get on the path is how little you actually know.
Yeah.
The more you learn, the more you realize, oh man, I really don't know. And then that's where you hit this incredible point that you take a turn and you realize, oh my gosh, it's not up to me.
Because look how many people joined the journey and found out I am emotional eating. There we go again. Just reacting with no thought. Just reacting with no thought. And it could go either way. See, all the practices are powerful. Fasting is very powerful. Meditation is very powerful. Working on a good thought process is very powerful. Exercise is very powerful. However, these things, if you abuse them, they also can hurt you. I've seen people hurt themselves and each and every one because of many different reasons. But that's why you need to get the proper information on how to use these and grow gradually and slowly. That's how things are in life. That's what nature shows you. Things grow.
Absolutely. So that's the answer. You go nice and slow and you don't try to push it. That's why I was saying it's not really up to you, because there's a higher flow at work. There's a higher force at work. And actually, this is a kind of a nice segue into the second thing I wanted to talk about during this talk is God. What we refer to when we say we are God, we want to talk about that in combination or looking at what's happening right now with spiritual narcissism and thinking, because we are all God, right? We're all source energy. But when we think that we are the God or God itself, it's so hard to nuance. So I don't want to confuse anybody. But what I'm trying to say is sometimes we have to step out of our own way and we just say, all right, whatever's in the higher divine will, let it be so, and just
right. And accept it, because it's going to happen anyway. So you won't beat up on yourself again, because you will get your bubble busted. See, when you deal with spiritual, there's a slim line between awakening and spiritual psychosis. There's this thin line. Now, what is that thin line? Okay, it's one thing for a person to say, I'm God, but they also recognize everybody else is God. But there's another person to say, I'm God, but everybody else is not.
Right. I see that a lot. Well, that's where
I am, or my people are, but that group isn't.
Right. And also the whole movement with manifesting. I mean, we are very powerful manifestors, and you will become an incredible manifester on this journey. Let me just tell you, that is part of it. But the fact is, do we always want to be manifesting our will, or do we sometimes want to let go and let ourselves just kind of flow with this higher will, this higher wisdom? I think is really important.
Well, what people got to understand, if we really look at it, okay, you're not separate from anything. So even when we talk about manifesting, what really makes you think you're getting what you want compared to the rest of the package. And the universe ain't working like that. It because altruism is at work, so it's always doing it to benefit the whole, whether you realize it or not. So even when you do get an idea and it help, your idea or your manifestation really wasn't for yourself when it does come through. It was coming for the whole if you realize it or not. That's why you got it.
That's
And then things you didn't get it because it's not for the whole.
right, right. And if you did get it, but it didn't work out for you, it probably wasn't for everybody around you, you know.
It wasn't for the whole.
Yeah.
It's just that real. So that humbles us right there that you are still in tune. So that goes to actually predetermination. You're still in tune with what the higher forces want to do. So that should really humble you because you're going with the flow. Going against the flow on any level, you're going to know it.
Right, right. So any self-serving action, even, oh, I really want to be full food free, could be self-serving. So how is it that you could even turn that into something where it's the benefit for everybody, right?
Right.
Kind of let go and be like, okay, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to improve myself. And maybe as I'm improving myself on this journey, I positively affect everyone around me, which is different than I'm just going to fast until I don't eat anymore. How is that helping anybody?
And that don't work out too good. See, because the universe gives you what you need, not what you want. Uh-oh, did I say this? See, when you're dealing with evolution, when something evolves, that means it could continue. But it continued because the need was there. If it didn't make certain moves and actions and the need wasn't there, it become extinct. I hope this makes sense. So we look at a person, how should we say, something ending, it didn't make the right changes because change is going to take place regardless. Everything is moving. So when the need was there, in other words, I'm bringing this up on another level. What helped me in my breathtaking journey, the need was there. I could want till I'm blue in the face. The need was there. Whether if I realized how big it was or not. If the need wasn't there, it wasn't going to happen. Even as I'm on a journey where certain breakthroughs happen, that was the time for the need.
And I know
I
people
couldn't force it.
ask, what was the need for you?
Oh, well, the need was I would have died. I want to live. I'm on a breathtaking journey because I wanted to live.
Ah, because it allowed you to get healthier.
Right.
And stronger.
Right.
And more clear. And
that was
purified.
The need.
Ultimate health.
And that's what backed it up. Wanting, that's one thing. I mean, we want cars, we want houses, we want money. You know, we want all types of things. But when that need came up, well, you can want all you want. My life is about to go. I know I'm going the wrong way. My body's telling me. The picture of my life is telling me. I want to live. And that's where energies start leading me a certain way. It was a need.
Beautiful. I love it. That's great.
Right.
So I think this is like really important information for people to understand. So really looking at this as a health journey, not doing anything too fast, the importance of eating nourishing food in conjunction with the path until you feel like your body naturally doesn't need it or needs less of it. And you'll know that when you have energy, you feel good. If at any time you reduce your calories and you feel weak, shaky, you know, tired, then it's too soon. Then bring the calories back in until you can do it comfortably.
There we go.
So, and then also letting go to the flow, tuning into that higher wisdom as best you can. Put that into practice every day. So when you do get really emotional about something, you have that other experience under your belt. So you can say, wait a minute, I'm going to tune into this flow here. And just doing all of this in tandem. And as you do that, you just get lighter and brighter. And this is how you become a light being.
Absolutely. Here we go. So beautiful. And I'm glad you said it that way. Oh, man. So this is good once again.
Yes.
Any more topics?
I think that's good for today until our next talk. But I think this was really important, you know, because I know right now we're in the time of year where people are cleansing and they're eating lighter, and that's good. That's good. Just make sure you are really fortifying yourself while you're on this journey and enjoy all the
Right.
energy that you're going to get and the happiness and everything that's going to happen with that.
And I'm like how you said this message is very important. See, one thing we specialize in, we want to bring it down to earth so it won't be so far out there, because that's how spirituality used to be taught. But the more we move on and the more the message is out here, people are seeing it like, oh, I can do this. It's just, this, and this is how you do this. And you take your time and you be rational. But the bottom line is a health message. When the need is there, I want to be healthy, whether if you eat or don't eat. I want to be healthy. That's where you get backed up at a higher level.
Perfect. And your health is a chronic state. And you'll notice the healthier you get, the higher your frequency is. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Your whole life, just
Mm-hmm.
levels and the things that are here to serve your higher path will come to you, and the things that
Right.
are serving it will fall away. And it's like magic. It's beautiful. It's just simply hooking into a different frequency. The healthier you get.
Keep in mind, and health is more than just physical. It's emotional, mental, and energetic, spiritual. People around you, your environment, everything start getting healthier when you start going to that. That's the need. That's the need. And I could go further with that one. We're just scratching the surface.
That'll be
Oh,
your
man.
next talk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, man. This
Well,
was beautiful once again.
yes, yes. Thank you so much, Elitom, for joining us from Uganda. And thank you, everybody,
Lord.
for being with us. We love that you're walking this journey with us, and we're always with you and in support of everything that you're doing, which is just holding the highest light. So we love you. Thank you. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.